starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Thanks, Malco. Alright. I've done 10, 11, 12, 13 here, and that's because you can sort of see the pattern once. Well, it's going up in twos because we're using 2 times tables, so 22 times 13, or any 13 times table is going to be easy because we're just going up in fours now, so 40, 44, 48, 52, yeah, so 80, 88, 96, 104. Okay, so today we are going to just drag that in. We're going to learn how to find the percentage of a number, add a percentage to a number, subtract a percentage from a number. Okay, so to start off with, just finding a percentage of a number, then you're essentially multiplying that number by that percentage as a decimal. So what does that look like? So a quick example, 60% of 300, if 60% as a decimal is 0.6 or 0.60, and if we multiply that by 300, that's the same as doing 0.1 times 6 times 300. So 6 times 300 is 1800. And because we're multiplying by 0.1, we're just shifting our decimal point one back. Right. Now I've been watching a few TikToks on percentages, and there's this really cool trick that they do. Basically, I'll write it again with 60% of 300. So we'll just do that over there. So what they do is you take these two numbers and you just multiply them together. So we get 6 times 30, that gets us straight to 180. And that's a really nice quick trick, and I just want to explain how this works. Essentially, we are taking 2 zeros off. So it doesn't matter which side you take the 2 zeros off. When you take 2 zeros out of a multiplication problem, then that's the same as putting a percentage into a decimal, right? Because say 70%, if we take two decimal places off, then we're at 0.7. So if we take 2 zeros out of the multiplication equation, then we're essentially doing the same thing as putting it into a decimal. So the TikTok method is really good if you've got 2 zeros available, but sometimes that might not be the case, especially with percentages where you might not have any zeros available. So sometimes you want to find 3% of 15. Well, there's no 2 zeros available, so we have to go back to our decimal method. So 3% as a decimal is going to be 0.03 because we've moved the decimal place back 2 times. Times 15. That's going to be 0.01 times 3 times 15. 3 times 15 is 45. And if we shift the decimal point twice, we are going to get 0.45. So this is our answer, right? But, you know, a lot of the time in real life, you do have 2 zeros available. Like if you're finding how much the amount that's taken off of a shirt, you might 30% off sale on maybe like a $80 top, then we've got 2 zeros that we can take off, so we can simply go 3 times 8. 3 times 8 equals $24. So $24 off. And if it's $24 off, then and we start with 80, we're going to 80 minus 24 equals 56. That's our final price for that shirt or whatever it was. But yeah, I think if you understand why the TikTok method works, then you won't get caught out. Like it's a really great method for when you do have 2 zeros available. So 2 zeros available in your percentage of problem. All right. So for those of you who are on the stream, I might just I'll do a okay. So 2 times 8, 16. I just wanted to show you, this is what I would generally do with a like on a calculator. This is generally what I would do. I change it to a percentage. So 20% is 0.2, and then times it by 80. So yeah, it works. Like it's actually a great method, this TikTok method. So if I take a 0 off here, a 0 off here, we've got 3 times 90. We're going to get 270. So 0.3 is 30% as a decimal times 900, 270. So, you know, it's just probably a better thing a better method, because you can do these quite easily in your head. Take a 0 off here, take a 0 off here. So we've got 7 times 600. So we're going to have 4,200. And if I did 0.7, 70% as a decimal times by 6,000, 4,200. Take a 0 off here, take a 0 off here. We're going to get 9 times 21, so 189. Yeah, 20 times 9 is 180. 1 times 9 is 9. So that's how I got that so quick. But yeah, 90% is 0.9 as a decimal, and multiply that by 210, 189. 25%, we can't actually get two zeros out of that, but we can get two zeros off this number. So we can essentially do 25 times 8. So 25 times 8 is 200. Now, sometimes you might just know, 25% is a quarter, so a quarter of 800 is 200. So that might be a better way to get to the same answer. But yeah. All right. I might just so just so you guys don't get too complacent and just only know how to do this method, I might put up a few where you won't have two zeros available, so you're going to have to convert them to decimals. There's probably a way to create two zeros, so we could think about how we would do that. But 5% of... So I want you to use your calculator for this. Use calculator. 1, 2, 3. I'll just do the first one just to get you going. So 5% as a decimal is 0.05. Multiply that by 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'll just put that up there. So this is the first one. 5% is 0.05 as a decimal. So you're just shifting that decimal place twice, and then you just multiply it by 1, 2, 3. And that's going to give you 6.15. Okay, so the idea is you change your percentage to a decimal and then multiply it by that number. Use your calculator. Let me know when you get finished. Why don't we just get you guys to post all your answers? Natalie, I'd like you to post B. Marin, can you post C? Malachi, can you post D? And Emma, can you post E? Alright, so I might just do that last one. Pretty confident that looks correct, Emma, so don't stress out. So to find, just to reiterate how to get to that final answer using a calculator, 21% as a decimal is 0.21. Multiply that by 721.62, and we have got 151.5402. Well done, Emma. And in general, I can tell that these are correct because in my head I'm doing about 20% of 600 would be in that sort of ballpark, you know. 10% of 24 is going to be about 2.5, so 13% would be a little bit more than that. So yeah, you can just use more rounded percentages to sort of estimate. So really, we could be doing these sort of problems by estimating with these sort of problems. Anyway, the next thing I might not do subtraction a percentage, but it's essentially the same as adding a percentage. So we have a problem where we are going to increase this $400 by 15%. So to do this, we need to find what is 15. So we find 15% of $400. Yep. And then we add it on to the original $400. So if we're finding $400, we've got two zeros here, so we can use our TikTok method. 4 times 15 is going to give us $60. So that's how much the increase is going to be. Increase $60. So $460 is our answer, because 400 plus 60 makes 460. All right. Maybe I'll do a subtraction one, because it's essentially the same, except you take it away at the end. So decrease $70 by 20, not $20, by 20%. So we've got two zeros available, so we can do 7 times 2 is 14. So the decrease, you don't need to write decrease, is 7 times 2, $14. So that's the 20% you're taking away. So 70 minus 14 equals $56. Alright, have a go at those four. Well, I'm just going to go through them. Okay, so, awesome, Josh, you got in there. So, 30% by 90, increase 30 by 90. So, we got two zeros available to get rid of. So, 3 times 9 is 27. 27 plus 30 gets us 57. Decrease, I should go decrease 60 by 80, so we're going to get 48 is our decrease. So 60 minus 48, that's 6 times 8, equals 12. 270 by 20%, so we got two zeros. 27 times 2 is 27 times 2 equals 54. 270 plus 54 equals 324. And the last one, we don't have any zeros on our percentage, but we can take 2 off here. So we got 2,000 times 18. 2 times 18 is 36. Tag on 3 zeros, we're going to get 36000. And we want to take that away from 200,000. 200,000, take away 3,600. 36,000 should get us, we're going to need to do 164,000. Alright, thank you for tuning in, Malachi, Josh, Marin, Emma, and Natalie. Anyone else out there? I'm going to end the lesson there, because I need to get some stuff prepared for my year 10s. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you on Wednesday. So when I post the video tomorrow on Schoology, I will set some homework with that. Okay, so I'll try and get that up at 10 o'clock when 24 hours from today. Alright, see you later.